Let's go 8:15 p.m. Eastern. Dallas Cowboys at Philadelphia Eagles. We have the Cowboys as 7-point favorites right now and a total at 42.5. And neither team has anything to play for here, as far as I know. But you know, if I'm making mistakes on any of this stuff, please jump in. Cowboys 11-5, 6-2 on the road. Philadelphia Eagles 9-7, 3-4 at home at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Cowboys coming off a tough 25-22 home loss to the Cardinals that snapped their 4-game losing streak. Dak was 24 of 38 for 226 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. He fumbled 3 times, though, recovering 2 of them. Dalton Schultz caught 6 passes for 54 yards. CeeDee Lamb caught 3 passes for 51 yards. They could get nothing going on the ground. Zeke and Tony Pollard combined for 12 carries for 25 yards. Prescott was the leading Dallas rusher with 20 yards. The defense had 0 sacks and 4 quarterback hits, and they lost Michael Gallup to a left knee injury. He is injury to his anterior cruciate ligament. He is gone. Punter Hunter Niswander, linebacker Keanu Neal, defensive tackle Quentin Bohanna, and offensive tackle Josh Bell are on the COVID list. The Eagles have been hit with a massive COVID list. Massive. So they've been absolutely decimated by COVID in the last 48 hours. And it looks like it's not going to hurt them yet because, now I say yet, because this could affect them in week 19. But right now, coming off their 4th straight win, an underwhelming 2016 victory at Washington to clinch a wildcard spot, they're not scoring early at all. At all. They've been outscored 35-7 in the first quarter of the past 5 games, yet they've won 4 of them. 3rd consecutive game with no points in the first quarter. They've won 7 of 9 since starting 2-5 and clinched an NFC wildcard spot hours later when Minnesota lost badly to Green Bay. Jalen Hurts was 17-26 for 214 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. He also ran 7 times for 44 yards. Dallas Goedert caught 6 passes for 71 yards. Devonta Smith caught 3 passes for 54 yards. Their league-leading rushing attack was held to a season-low 3.4 yards per carry, with Sanders out because of a broken left hand. Boston Scott was the RB1. With Miles Sanders out of the lineup. Boston Scott 14 carries for 47 yards and 2 touchdowns. Also caught 4 passes for 39 yards. Scott's 2nd touchdown gave the Eagles 24 scores on the ground this season. That's the most in the league and the Eagles' most in a season since 1949. But it's a different rushing attack without Miles Sanders. 2 weeks ago, they put up 238 yards on the ground. Last week, they put up 119 yards rushing. The Eagles' defense was strong against the pedestrian Washington offense. 3 sacks, 5 quarterback hits. They shut Washington out in the second half. Rodney McLeod had an interception. And Sean Bradley was inactive because of a shoulder injury. He's listed as questionable this week, but you can imagine that he will not be in the lineup in a meaningless game. Let's go over how COVID has hit them. Okay, so this is all on January 3rd. Can you turn the AC on? Okay, January 3rd, we have Davian Taylor, their linebacker. Brandon Brooks, not Brandon Brooks, sorry. Running back Jordan Howard. Running back Boston Scott. Tight end Dallas Goedert. Tight end Jack Stoll. Linebacker Alex Singleton. Linebacker Jannard Avery. Defensive tackle Fletcher Cox. Cornerback Avonte Maddox. Safety Rodney McLeod, safety Marcus Epps, guard Nate Herbig, and center Jason Kelsey are all on the COVID list as of yesterday. What a mess. What a mess. And before we move on, huge shout out to Damon Santoro. What a guy. Look at that dono, $49.99. What a guy you are, Damon. Thank you so much for your support here. It means the world to us. Damon Santoro, fresh off of winning a big DFS pool here and sharing the wealth. Much love to you, Damon. Thank you so much for your support. Take it away here, Bebsie. This is the second game on Saturday night, Cowboys-Eagles.
Holy shit, thank you, Damon Santoro. What a beauty. Listen, the Cowboys can actually move up in seeding if they win this game. Philly is stuck in the wild card. They can if the Niners win, they move down. There is seeding implications here, but both of these teams are locked into the playoffs already. I just start wondering about Dallas, and I was dead wrong last week, and I forget who it was trying to correct me, and I was just like, no, I think Dallas is turning around. As soon as Dallas played another playoff team, they struggled and they lost. And it puts it right back into question for me again. And it really, for me, it boils down to Mike McCarthy. We have seen his body of work. We've seen Mike McCarthy for years as the head coach of the Green Bay Packers. We saw him all through Aaron Rodgers' prime, unable to put together an offensive game plan. And here we are again. This Dallas Cowboys offense, they have a loaded offensive line. They have a quarterback who, until recently, was vastly overachieving. Loads of talent at the wide receiver position. Zeke has fallen off a touch, but he's still a solid back, especially when you pair him with Pollard. And now you have Mike McCarthy's offense underachieving. Again, the Dallas defense is playing great, especially with, another spot I was dead wrong. Well, I'm not going to say dead wrong because I have said repeatedly that I loved Mike Parsons, the player. I didn't like the pick. I'm wrong about that because obviously he is changing this defense. So I just don't have any faith in Dallas right now. However, Philadelphia Eagles, that laundry list of guys out right now with injuries and COVID, I don't know. They're not going to rush anybody back. They're in the playoffs. If I'm Philadelphia, I pack it in anyways and worry about week 1 of the playoffs because you can't risk any more injury right now. I think this game means more to the Cowboys. So I lean Cowboys in this.
Now, what happens if Jalen Hurts is not under center and instead it's Gardner Minshew?
I don't know if that's that big of a step down. I
don't think it's a step down at all. I think that he might give maximum effort here.
Yeah, he always gives maximum effort. That's why people love Gardner Minshew so much. I think he does lack some of the physical skills that Jalen Hurts has, of course, especially in the run game. But he's still a very athletic quarterback, and he fires people up. So if Minshew's in here, then you got to worry about the Minshew factor.
Cowboys have nothing to play for. Is Dak even under center?
Well, they do have if Tampa loses and the Rams lose and Dallas wins, they can move all the way up to the number 2 seed. So they do and they don't. I don't think Tampa's going to lose. The Rams, we'll get to that obviously, but I don't know. I think in order to make a proper decision on this game, you need to know who's at center or who's behind center, rather, for both of these teams. Right now, as it stands, I would lean Cowboys.
Well, if Minshew is in and the Eagles are decimated with injuries and the Cowboys can move up in seeding, I will lean towards a first half over. As well, I will lean towards. We're going to have to see, but I don't see why Jalen Hurts would be playing here. And you have no running game for the Eagles. It feels like you need Minshew. Burgundy Bet says Mike McCarthy, Jerry Jones, and Dak said the starters would play. All right. All right. So there you have it. That's the second game on Saturday. A lot more information really has to come in. Slatsy has Cowboys first half -3.5. We need to see who's going to be in the lineup for the Eagles, and we need to see who's going to be a quarterback. So,
Princeton City making good points tonight.
Says they have no D when healthy, so they couldn't stop Miyu and Bebsie. I think that first half over is the play if Minshew is at quarterback. But we're going to have to wait and see about that. Those are the 2 Saturday spots. We have a likely move on the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are the spot here. Are we? So I think the Chiefs are the spot. And then we need to know who is going to be in and out for the Philadelphia Eagles that are hammered by COVID. There is Saturday action. Let's